In this video, I will review set models and tape diagrams, and we're going to do that in order to represent fraction multiplication. The first problem is 2/3 of 12. We can also write that as 2/3 times 12. In our set model, we're going to use some dots. So I'm going to draw out 12 dots because that's the number I'm working with. We want a fraction of that number. Okay, so now I have my 12 dots drawn. And I'm going to use this denominator to tell me how many parts to break it into. Remember that when we're talking about fractions, they must be equal parts. So I'm going to take this 12 and divide it by 3 to give me 4. I know that each of my sections is going to have 4 dots. Now I want to look back at this top to tell me how much of that fraction do I need to represent. So I have 2, so I'm going to take 2 of these sections and box them in. So that's going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as my answer. Now I'm going to move on to this tape diagram. So I'm going to draw a long rectangle, and it's going to have 12 parts in it. Ideally, they should be even. And then I'll draw. I know that I'm going to have 2 out of every 3. I'm going to shade. So I'm going to start numbering off these in 3s. And then I'll shade 2 out of every one of those. So I'm going to shade 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So I can go back and count up my shaded parts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know my answer is 8. Now let's try a second example. This one is 4/5 of 15. Or we can rewrite that as 4/5 times 15. In my set model, I'm going to draw out 15 of those dots. Okay, and looking back, I know that my denominator is 5, so I'm going to take 15 and divide it into 5 equal pieces, which is going to give me 3. So I'm going to have 5 groups of 3. Moving back up to my numerator, it's going to tell me how many of those sections do I need to fulfill this 4/5. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put a box around those guys so I can see them. And then I have 3, 6, 9, 12. I know my answer is going to be 12 using my set model. Next, I'll do the tape diagram as well. So I'm going to start off with my long bar. And this time I'm going to have 15 different sections. And I am going to look back at my denominator again. It's going to tell me how many times do I need to count out. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll go back, and I know that I need to shade 4 out of 5. So I'm going to look back and shade 1, 2, 3, 4 in every single group of 5. And then I'll go back and count how many I had. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So once I look back at my shaded parts, I can see that my answer is 12.